Hello, my name is Matthew Rodriguez. I was born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. I have 7 years in recovery.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you could start off by sharing a bit about your childhood.
I was born and raised in Toledo. I grew up on the old South End. My mom, she's a Jehovah's Witness, strict. She had us going to Bible study every week, speaking Spanish. The studies were in Spanish. That's what made me want to be outside and rebel from being in the house because of her strict rules, and I think that's what influenced me to go out more and be outside more on the streets. I kind of manned up at a young age. Started supporting myself, buying my own stuff, and it was all from stealing.
Did you have more interaction then with the criminal justice system?
Oh yeah, my whole life I've been a criminal. I've been a lifelong criminal.
And at any point did, I guess before I go to that, when did substances start becoming part of your story, and how'd they make you feel initially?
Well, when I was in juvenile probation, they told me I had problems most likely with alcohol because of my father being an alcoholic.
Okay.
And I was showing signs, the drinking, the rebelling, the getting in trouble, breaking the law. So they put me in treatment at 13. You know what I mean? They've been telling me I've been an alcoholic since I was 13 years old. It became every day I was drinking, and then I started experimenting when I was like 17 with cocaine.
Okay.
And we were selling it, so we had it, and so we took our stealing money and turned it into drug money, and then we started flipping the drugs, and then I started using the drugs, and then I met my kids' mother, my ex-wife, Jessica. We ended up having a bunch of kids that we never raised. We lost them to the system. But me and her used to party all the time. She was a stripper. That's how I met her. And she could take care of her habit and everything, and she bought it off me. She would come after. That's how we started, like she would come and buy off me, and I'd get it for her or whatever. And then we'd drink and snort, and she would talk forever. And that was just like we were using buddies, And I think we fell in love more with the drugs and the enabling the situation, and we got comfortable with that. And we were so selfish that we lost all our children. It's not easy talking about it, but all that had to happen. Okay, I got 7 years, and 3 of it I was incarcerated. So that kind of like started me getting clean right there. So I got on Suboxone, which I'm currently still on. It cures the cravings and everything, and that's how I'm able to keep all these years of clean. Half of it was in jail though, it saved me. But okay, I signed up at Ohio Guidance. Next, I got into a mental health treatment facility. Like I went in and I did an assessment, and they told me, well, you don't need inpatient or anything. You seem all right. And they said, but you do have some borderline issues that you need to deal with. And then later on, I was diagnosed bipolar. So they tried some medicines out, and then finally they put me on Latuda. And then that's when I really started noticing the difference in everything. My impulsion to go do stupid things, to go pick up, to go drink, to ride around the bad neighborhood and looking for whoever. all that stopped. As soon as I got on this medicine, it was like instantly, my brain just was like, where you been? Like, it needed this 30 years, 20 years ago. It would have
Right.
saved me all the long, extensive uses of drugs and all that, because I was self-medicating myself. I didn't know that I needed this 20 years ago. So I got into psychiatric treatment, substance abuse treatment. Then I started building my foundation around me, my family. Started visiting my mother in Texas, showing them the difference. Because she seen me in active addiction. I was 140 pounds. How can you miss that? Now I'm 200. So,
Yeah.
so she knew the difference. And showing everybody I'm doing the right thing. And I met my fiance while I was on the run, before I went to Ohio Guidestones. So I met her November, and we started dating at the end of November, 2019. She has been my mentor also. She's a nurse practitioner, and she was working in primary care when I met her, and we started talking, and she started encouraging me, and that just felt so good. And then I asked her, well, can we date? And then she's like, oh, you're silly, and then I really, she says it's my eyes, but I know it was my mouth. But the rest is history with her. We're still together, living a wonderful life.
How did you go about, and what did you do to start repairing some of your relationships with children, family members, and whatnot?
And that was the hardest one, because I've only been in their life actively, supportively, financially for the last 4 years. Prior to that, it was me. I was selfish. I was in the way. I wasn't even in their life. They didn't even know who I was. They just know that I existed, and I had created them, and that's all they knew about me. And I was an alcoholic, lost cause. So my children and my mother were the hardest ones to show them that I'm a changed man. I'm gonna be who I say I am. I'm gonna honor and treasure your guys' relationships. And they seen it, the commitment, the dedication.
So I don't want to presuppose something, but there have been like research. There's been different statements that have been made that sometimes in the Hispanic community it is challenging for or Latin community for people to that reaching out for, whether it's mental health treatment or substance use disorder treatment, is looked down on, and a lot of different communities feel that way. Could you talk a bit about how you overcame some of that stigma, and what you would say to people who what you'd say to people?
That's definitely true. In the barrio, it's tough, man. You gotta be macho. You can't cry about nothing. You gotta get up every day and go to work. You gotta take care of your family no matter what, and I that's what kept me grounded for 40 years. Trying to fix it myself. Not reaching out to people, not asking for help, and man, I think that's what it's designed to keep you stuck, not moving forward to the next level, and I struggled with that for 40 years. Pride, machoism, stigmas, norms, stereotypes, superstitions, all kinds of things that just keep you stuck in that environment.
So what would you say to somebody who's listening who maybe is struggling with that?
You're more of a man if you stand up and take your life back. You know, at least you can benefit. Instead of arguing with somebody about it, just reach out. There's so many services and people there available to help you, therapists, mentors, counselors. You can't worry about what people think. Most importantly, you have to have a made up mind and a determined mind, like, you know, to succeed, not just become another statistic, which we've been for 40. I've been for 40 years, making all the statistics and overdosing and everything. You know, it was just crazy, madness.
Absolutely. What have you learned about yourself from your addiction and recovery?
I learned that I can accomplish anything I put my mind to it. I'm a junior in a bachelor program, you know, that's pushing me to levels. I'm teaching myself. I'm online, so I don't have a teacher teaching me. I'm teaching myself. And
what are you going to school for?
For social work.
Very cool.
I want to help people. I don't know what God has planned for me. All I know is I got to do this right now and get this degree, and then I'm gonna see what happens next. You know, it's still ongoing. I'm still creating. I'm still dreaming. I haven't gave up, man. Just because I'm gonna turn 50, I haven't gave up.
Okay, so last question. Could you share some words of hope that have spoken true to you when you've been struggling?
Don't give up. Just wait. Let the moment pass. If they're cravings, if they're urges, if it's just you want to do something stupid, you know it's stupid. Like go get a beer because nobody's watching you. Don't do it, because all you got is your integrity, you know, and just hang on and wait and don't relapse, you know, just hang in there and fight it. I have so many things going on that sometimes it gets overwhelming, and I'm like, man, I want to drink, you know. That's the one that I struggle with the worst, is the thinking about alcohol, because I see it on TV. I watch everybody, at the end of the day, pulls his tie out and has a scotch or whatever, and, you know, and these are stuff that's in my mind. Like, that don't happen for me though. Because I got the bottle, not the cup. So I just gotta watch, you know, and just hang on there and don't give up.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, thank you so much for coming out and joining us. You have a incredible story of recovery, and
it's hard putting it together, you know.
It is.
It's so big.
Yeah,
it's a lot of years of being dumb.
Well, you did a great job. It really was spectacular.